Hi guys, so welcome back to my channel. My name is Kate. I'm a hypnotherapist, and in my channel I talk everything and all about the subconscious mind, about how it works, why do we get triggered, why we have physical, emotional issues, and how to overcome them, how to start being so aware of your mind and body, then those issues don't really have any purpose in your life. And today we'll talk about sugar addiction. And my clients with sugar addiction, they come to me and their only fear, only struggle is, I don't know what I'm gonna do without it. Like, I have these obsessive thoughts that if I lose it, who am I? What am I going to do? I'm like, I don't want to limit myself. I don't want to restrict myself. So before the session, I usually do a little of, explain and education, trying to teach them more about their mind and why their mind got connected to, actually not got connected, but connected to sugar. And why not any other drugs? Because that's also the question that I get from my clients. Why sugar? Why not something else? Why not alcohol or smoking? I'll explain to you why. At some moment when we get really emotional in our childhood, wherever is around us, your mind will kind of will take that information in and will take the picture of it, will memorize it. And if at that moment when you were very emotional, the sugar was around, or the cookie, or the cake, or the donut, or some bakery, or candies, and when you try it, it soothes the pain, and I'll explain to you why it actually soothes and numbs the pain. Then you will become, and if it happens many, many times, then you can become accustomed to it. Your brain decides like, yes, that's the great connection, that helps me numb the feelings, or maybe associate sugar with love. If at that moment, for example, you're 14 and something happened in your family and there is an alcohol out there, you might get triggered and you might try an alcohol. And especially if there is an alcohol abuse in the family, that's even intensifies it, right? If you were emotional, if you wanted to fit in, but at the same time you lacked confidence, and at that moment there was a cigarette, then you can start smoking. So it's not about what kind of drug you are addicted to, but it's actually what is it doing for you? Why? What happened that your mind decided to choose this method of numbing, choose this method of repressing, suppressing, or maybe associated sugar with love, or with like comfort, or with reminded you something. Why? Because your mind always looks for easier way. If someone will tell you, well, you have to exercise for an hour a day to lose weight, or you can just meditate for 5 minutes, of course you will choose meditation. It doesn't matter if it's true or not. I'm just giving an example. It's because your mind will always choose the easiest way. By the way, because your mind has this ability to choose the easiest way, that's how all the invention came along, right? The cars, the cell phones, the radio, the television, different medications, right? Because people wanted the easier way. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad ability of your brain, not a bad, mind function. But, however, sometimes your mind doesn't understand what's good for you or not. So it will actually connect to something that is not benefiting you at any point when you're an adult already. Because my dog, already that you shouldn't be having that. So what are the symptoms? What are the symptoms of sugar addiction? And you might know, maybe you don't know, maybe you have it and you don't realize if you're addicted or not. This is for beginners, but it also for people who already know a lot about sugar addiction. So the first one is obsessive thoughts. Like, you always think about the sugar. Whether you have it in your kitchen or in your bag or you don't, you always think about sugar. What should I eat? When can I have it? You have obsessive thoughts about it. And if you don't have it for a very long time, you become angry. You become frustrated, distracted. You cannot think, even brain fog. My next video will be about brain fog, by the way. But brain fog can come in to your life because you cannot function. You feel like you cannot function. It's like withdrawal, right? Symptoms. Another one is guilt and self-blame. So the symptoms is like you eat the sugar, you eat the candy, you eat the cake, and then you feel very guilty about it. You feel like, no, that's like you start to feel guilty. When you start to feel guilty, you start to feel that negative thought that you were trying to suppress again. So if you were feeling sadness and loneliness, you ate the sugar, you felt blame and self-blame and guilt, and then you feel lonely and sad again, and what will you do? Eat the sugar again. And it's the circle, the cycle, whatever, call it whatever, vicious cycle, people call it whatever you want. But it's the symptom that you might be addicted. That vicious cycle, right? Is that you cannot get out of that cycle. So another symptom of the sugar addiction is binge eating. So some people binge eat, and it's because they feel like it's not going to be enough in the future. They feel like, okay, I have to have it now a lot, because what if it ends? What if I don't have it tomorrow? And your mind and your body goes into that primal survival mode that you have to binge to make sure you have enough for the week. Why? Because that's how people used to live when the logic was still not very developed, when the frontal cortex wasn't that developed. We were all we were operating, functioning by the primal instinct. And when we would see something sweet, not sugar, sorry, because it's like millions of years ago. Anyway, it's when you see something sweet, like a fruit or a honey, you would go and binge eat it because you know that it might not be enough, and honey was only the season of it, and the fruits, it was always the season of it. So in the winter, you wouldn't get any berries or fruits or anything sweet, so people binge eat. So that's a primal brain that is switching on and kind of triggering you, right? Another symptom can be the fear of criticism, so you hide it. So you're so afraid that someone will notice, someone will criticize you, that you will try to hide it. So that's also the symptom of being addicted to the sugar. Usually with any addiction, people try to hide it and not really tell anyone until it becomes so obvious that there is nothing to hide. The same with sugar addiction. It's like any other addiction. We try to hide it, we try to make excuses if we get caught, right? But we still kind of connect our mind, and it's so unconscious. It's not your fault with the sugar addiction. More than that, it's a sugar that is addictive, and you are operating by your subconscious mind. People who produce sweets and all of those like really sugary drinks, and they know it. They know they are affecting your brain, your subconscious mind. They know where they're playing. They know they're playing in your subconscious field, not in your conscious field, because your logic knows everything, right? So these are the symptoms of that sugar addiction. There may be more, right? There may be so many more, but these are the main, just like the obsessive, the overwhelming feelings, the thoughts, being afraid that it will be taken away from you, anger, binge eating, fear of criticism, so you hide the food, all of those. So think about whether something resonates with you. And now I'll tell you why you get addicted to sugar so much. And I'm taking this information from the book and I've read a lot of books about weight loss, like really. I've read a lot because I was struggling with the weight loss. I couldn't lose weight, so I read all of these diets, all of these like big, lose weight in 5 days, like be your true self in a week, 30 days challenge, whatever it is. I've read them all and they're all amazing. All of them have great ideas. But the one thing that went to the core, one book that went really to the core of my problem, and because I work with weight issue as a hypnotherapist for my clients as well, is this book. Marie Sapir. Marie Sapir is my the founder of the school I went to. She is the founder of the Rapid Transformational Therapy, an amazing method that can help you heal yourself and find the cause of the reason. And she's talking about all of these amazing research, amazing ideas of where, how we connect to food, why we are so obsessed about the food, why we are obsessed about sugar, where did the sugar come from, how the marketers, impact your subconscious mind, so that alter your subconscious mind so that you get addicted to it, right? And so she is talking about all of those emotional eaters, like any information, it's here, and I love it. And I've read a lot. Maybe there is something else, there is something better, but if you want to know where is your weight issues coming from or sugar addiction is coming from, it's a good thing to read that book. So Marisa Peer, You Can Be Sane. I'll post a link down. I don't have any affiliation with this book. I just love her. She's my mentor, virtual mentor, right? But because I really, really admire her and her works. But listen, watch, read, whatever it's available in, and it's an amazing book. Anyway, let's go to the root causes. The root causes of the sugar addiction. First one is emotional neglect. When someone doesn't meet your emotional need, you try to meet them somewhere else. Some people get addicted to alcohol. Some people addicted to smoking, to drugs, heavy drugs. Addicted to sex, also possible. And some people addicted to sugar because it was in the house. And when something emotional, something traumatic happened, you got that connection. So emotional neglect, you connected. Another one, parents or caregivers, they loved you with food. That's a direct, straightforward, really. But your parents loved you with food because they didn't know any other way how to love you. So sometimes grandmothers, they love their grandchildren and they cook for them and they buy for them and they you're so sad, take this donut. Oh, you're so sad, I'm gonna bake the cake, and all of those. And the child really connects really easily and really fast to this sugar and this bliss that the sugar gives. Because the sugar gives you bliss. The sugar reminds you, the fat and sugar, and it's in this book as well, reminds you of the breast milk formula, the first food you have ever had. And that was your that's your comfort food, that was your emotional food, like that breast milk and formula was your everything for the first year at least. So that's why we're get addicted to sugar, right? So that's the thing. That's another root. So caregivers or parents, they loved you with food, right? Another one is repressed trauma. When something happened, might not be in the family with parents, repressed trauma. If you have repressed trauma, you numbed it, you blocked it, and you sugar it. You numb it more and more because it's unprocessed. Once you process it, you can process your addiction to sugar. So this is the only way. I'm sorry. I know that some of the memories can be really horrible. I work in hypnosis. My clients usually go to some horrible memories, horrible scenes, of abuse, sexual abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse. And it's so hard for them, but they feel relief. Once they process it, they're like, thank God, I did it. I did it. I blocked it for so many years and I knew about that, but I couldn't process it. So, it might be painful, but it's so necessary. If you want to get rid of your addictions, you want to overcome them, if you want to become indifferent to sugar, and I call indifferent, right? So sometimes your parents are depressed and you are depressed as well. If your parents are depressed, you might take that energy on and you might become depressed as well. And in depression, a lot of people eat sugar, right? Because it kind of soothes, makes them feel better, loved, connected, right? So if your parents were depressed, the children usually can take that energy as well, because this is the only way they know they can become depressed as well. Can show in the ups and downs, but sugar will be there. So fear of loneliness. Sometimes kids, children, or maybe in the adult life, they connected sugar to not being alone. So if a person is not married, they don't have a partner, they don't have a lot of friends, they're kind of is isolated, sugar will be that feeling like, oh, I'm connected, I'm not alone. I have my ice cream, I have my Ben and Jerry, I have my cake, I have my whatever donut, gummy bears. So yeah. Gummies. So whatever it is, you feel like it's something that gives you, substitutes, compensates for some loss. And it could be the loss of your family. It could be the loss of your friends, the loss of love. You cannot find love. So all of these feelings you might substitute, compensate with sugar. So you have a couple of ways how to deal with it. And I'll name them right away and you'll see what works for you. So the first one, you can just restrict yourself, limit yourself, be resistant, I'm going to start from Monday. I'm starting from Monday, not eating any sugar. And your body will be like, whoa. And some people can do that. Some people can absolutely do that. And the more you don't eat the sugar, the more you get withdrawal first, but then you get used to it and you probably even bit better, right? But it takes time. It takes time, and the more, and if the root cause is not resolved, every time you'll have something, a cake at the friend's house, your birthday party, right? It will trigger again. That's same, and you will even binge eat because you're like, oh, finally I can have it. Or you will lose weight, and you're like, okay, I can allow myself some sugar, and then you eat the sugar, triggers right away those memories or those feelings, unconscious. You don't know about them, right? Because if you knew, you would be fine. You wouldn't be watching this video. So this one, so restrict, limit yourself. This is good, right? This can help, right? Or you can start associate sugar. This is a good way, by the way, reprogramming your mind. You can start associating sugar, like doing research about sugar, how bad it is, watching those videos, and you can start associating the sugar with something bad. You can anytime you see the cake, you're like, that's the, heart disease. This is the, increased cortisol, whatever it is, right? This is increased insulin, whatever it is, you can start associate it really bad, like link bad pain, disgusting things with sugar, right? So when you start to link that, when you tell that yourself many, many days, then you can start to reprogram your mind, and your mind will start to be confused and then believe that sugar is actually something disgusting. But that requires a lot of willpower. Yes. So, and the third way is to really realize that unhealed, unprocessed emotions. Realize when did you connect sugar to emotion, and then you can become so much better, because every time you look at the sugar, you'll be like, oh, this is because my mom did this and this, but you can process that. So you can do that in different types of healings, really. Like age regression, counseling. I do RTT hypnotherapy because I believe that it's one of the most, very complete way of getting to the root cause and reframing those old beliefs and those old feelings, right? But you can use anything you want in order to go to the root cause, to find those emotions that you are trying to repress, suppress, numb, block with sugar, and then it will be so much easier because you will look at the sugar and you will know why you have it. So you'll create that space between your emotion and reaction. So I hope this video was very, very valuable for you to understand. Maybe you will resonate, and I'm sure you will, because I resonate almost with all of them, but with all of the symptoms and triggers. Be healthy physically and mentally. You can do that. You can free yourself from any limiting belief, from any destructive pattern or emotion or habit, and you can become yourself, your true self. Bye bye. See you in the next video.